A very good evening, welcome to Euro 2024 live for our second game of the day and the final game of match day 1 in the Euro group stages as Portugal take on Czechia, the 2016 champions looking to get revenge for dropping out at the group stages in the last edition in Euro 2020, and they will face Czechia in their opening group game. After seeing Turkey win earlier this evening, Portugal will want to respond to join them with a winning start at the start of the campaign. A quality-filled squad for Portugal, who have probably underachieved at the last Euros, but they got to the pinnacle in 2016 in France, beating the hosts in the final, and they've got one of the best footballers in modern history in the side, Cristiano Ronaldo. Goes without saying, and how the 39-year-old is still at this level is a question only Pepe can answer, really, because Pepe's doing it at an even older age, at 41. Pepe, who starts at centre-back for Portugal tonight. Ronaldo at the young buck age of 39. Two of the oldest, if not the two oldest players in the tournament, as they sing with their hearts, those Portugal players, to the national anthem. And that never gets old. You can see the smile on the Portugal captain, Cristiano Ronaldo. Their manager, Roberto Martinez, in charge of Belgium in the last Euros, Roberto Martinez. And he'll be against Ivan Hasek's Czechia, who have slightly changed their name since the last Euros. Let's have a look at the two teams for this one in Group F. And Diogo Costa starts in goal for Portugal. They've gone for a back five, or a back three, in possession, with Ruben Dias, Pepe and Nuno Mendes the centre-backs, with Diogo Dalot and João Cancelo the wing-backs. Vitinha and Bruno Fernandes the midfielders, with a front three of Bernardo Silva, Rafael Leao and Cristiano Ronaldo, who has the captain's armband. Two goalkeepers on the bench for Portugal in Rui Patricio and Jose Sá, both one former Wolves player and one current Wolves player. Danilo Pereira, Gonçalo Inácio, Antonio Silva, Nelson Semedo, João Neves, Mateus Nunes, Ruben Neves, Francisco Conceição, João Palhinha, Gonçalo Ramos, João Felix, Diogo Jota and Pedro Neto, the subs for Portugal. For Czechia, they start with Jindřich Stanek in goal, a back three for them, as well as with Thomas Holles, Robin Hrančík and Radislav Krejci in the back three. They have wing-backs in Vladimir Sofal and David Dudera, with a midfield three of Thomas Souček, the captain, Lucas Provod and Pavel Sluch, with a front two of Jan Kuchta and Patrick Schick leading the line for Czechia. Kovar, Jaros, Zima, Vitek, Vilcek, Jurasek, Sevcic, Linger, Serve, Jurasek, Barak, Hlojek, Schittel, Cherny and Shorey, all on the bench. Group F is the last group to be decided in match day 1, and Portugal, one of the last big teams to play. Can they shock the rest of the tournament, who've already played their matches Or will Czechia cause them a shock? Kick-off in Leipzig is next. Good evening. We're in the Red Bull Arena in Leipzig for this one tonight. Round off match day 1. Turkey winning by 3-1 earlier against Georgia in this group. Portugal, one of the top sides, looking to get their campaign off to a winning start. As the countdown inside the stadium begins. And the kick-off here in the Red Bull Arena, as Portugal get the Euro 2024 campaign going against Czechia. As I said, they were knocked out of the groups in 2020, and they were in a very tough group that time round. But this time, they'll want to go further and want to get to the heights of not too far away of 8 years ago when they lifted the trophy. They'll have Sofal here on the attack for Czechia. Here's Provod. Back to Sofal. Good start for Czechia. Souček and Sofal almost linking up there. The two West Ham players almost linking up down the right hand side, but Sofal couldn't reach that one. Portugal will get the goal kick. Positive start there for Czechia. I'm expecting Portugal, with the quality that they have, they should come out on top tonight, but on paper doesn't mean they're going to win. We've already seen some shocks. Maybe Czechia could deliver us another one. But if Portugal play to their level and the quality they have, they should be okay tonight. But we'll see. Ruben Dias, Bernardo Silva, the two Manchester City players linking up there. Dias on the halfway line. And of course, a change in the approach for Portugal. Very different football that they will play under Roberto Martinez. Got Belgium playing really nice football when he was in charge of the side that were number 1 in the world at the time. Belgium. Experienced manager Roberto Martinez took in charge of this Portugal side, who are currently ranked 6th in the world at the moment. So still regarded as one of the best sides in Europe. As Fernandes, Silva looking to chip it across. Ronaldo wasn't on the same page as him there, and that one goes behind for the goal kick. But again, first move here for Bruno Fernandes. Nice ball through the lines. Find the run of Bernardo Silva into the box. He just tried to chip it across. Couldn't find Ronaldo. They will have a wealth of talent up front, Portugal. We talk about the likes of a Leao. Ronaldo goes without saying. Then they have the Bruno Fernandes from a deeper position in midfield. And then you just look at the Portuguese bench and you're like, take your pick from the forwards. Gonzalo Ramos, João Felix, Pedro Neto, Diogo Jota amongst them. I mean, they're certainly not starved of any attacking talent, Portugal. Here's João Cancelo. Breaks down the left-hand side, plays it forward for Fernandes, who puts another ball into the box, but no one there to see that one, or to get on the end of it for Portugal, and Dalot tried to get it at the far side, but just rolled out of play. Another goal kick, and shielded out well there by David Dudera, the Czechia left wing-back. Czechia set up in an interesting way. Here they come forward though. Nice work from Patrick Schick. Round the corner. Chance for a shot in the box. And it was Pavel Sulk and had his shot blocked, but the referee thinks gone and given a free kick here. Might be for handball on Pavel Sulk. Referee Marco Guida from Italy this evening. Hasn't refereed in the European Championships before. He's refereed 4 games in the European Championship qualifiers. but is yet to. This is his first game at a European Championships. Marco Guida, the Italian referee. I wish him luck tonight. Ruben Dias. Dallo. Two Manchester players linking up there. Here's Bernardo Silva. Ronaldo. Bernardo Silva again. Down the right hand side. I think Bernardo Silva will be more in that freedom role, roaming both left and right in the attack, as he does so often for Manchester City. Will be a throw in to Portugal. Dallo to take on this right hand side. And throw it back to Dias. Portugal looking to sustain possession. And here's the very experienced Pepe, 41 years old, turned 41 in February. Still at the highest level, Pepe. Such a, don't want to call him old, but would be incorrect. So far there, just stretching back to stop Rafael Leao on the attack. Will be a Portugal corner here. So far just stretching it behind. And there's bodies in the box here. They've got a decent header of the ball in the middle, Portugal. They're number 7. And Vitinha, the PSG man, will deliver this one. Right-footed. Fizzed across, right to the edge of the box, but Czechia had that one covered over. And cleared away by Sofal. And comes all the way back for Portugal, right back to Diogo Costa, their keeper. Clearly they were trying to find a man on the edge of the box there, Portugal, with that corner, but well defended by Czechia. Here's Vitinha, finds Leao for his first involvement, but shielded out there by Oles. And he gets it up the pitch for Czechia. So Czech plays it forward. Schick does well. Battles back against Nuno Mendes and gets Czechia on the ball. Here's their captain, Tomas Souček. Solk comes back again to Franash. To Krejci. Still going there, Ladislav Krejci. To Kranac. Now Holosh. Solch. Decent spell of possession this for Czechia. In their own half, mostly. Although, just as I say that, they've tried to go for a more expansive pass, and Leao intercepts it. Here's Rafael Leao. Looking to use his skill, chips the ball in, and the header from Ronaldo is off target. Again, good pressing from Portugal. Nice anticipation from Leao. Breaks down the left, chops onto his right, has the time and space, and a nice chip ball into the box. And Ronaldo leaping. Just gets over the ball slightly. And he's just leaning quite a distance down to get a header on it. Couldn't direct it towards goal. Goal kick incoming. That won't be a rarity this evening to see Ronaldo getting on the end of those types of crosses. Something Czechia are going to have to get used to trying to defend. Although even the best struggle with that. Although here comes Schick, was on the run there. Kuchta was with him. Kuchta just beaten to it there by Diogo Costa, Portuguese keeper. Czechia showing some promise in the early doors, but Portugal looking more threatening in the early moments. Ronaldo making his 208th international appearance tonight. Scored 130 goals for Portugal. Incredible. Consider this. Pepe, who's 41, 2 years older than Ronaldo. Almost to the week, basically, in the same month they were born. But Pepe, born in 1983, 41, has made 70 less appearances than Ronaldo, who's 2 years his junior. Just shows you how consistent Cristiano Ronaldo has been on the international stage. It goes without saying, but just repeat it time and time again to really get the point across. How experienced he is. They are by far the two most experienced Portuguese players. Rui Patricio, a goalkeeper on the bench this afternoon. He's one of the most experienced, 36, 108 caps. Bernardo Silva gets his 90th cap tonight for Portugal. He's up there, but no one anywhere near any of those. They're the four most experienced squad players for Portugal. Here come Czechia. Schick, nice tick down of the ball. Here's Provod. Up past Pepe there. Did Provod with his pace, but the heavy touch. Just seen it roll across the byline and behind for a goal kick. And he knows Lucas Provod there. It's a good move, but has let himself down with that last touch. Here's Ronaldo trying to get on to the end of that Leao pass. The referee saw nothing wrong with it as he was slightly nudged off the ball there by Robin Hranach. It looked okay to me. Didn't look like much of a foul, and the referee got that one correct. As Sofal will take this throw in to his West Ham teammate Souček. Sofal hoofed it into the middle. Fernandez's pass finds Vitinha as Portugal intercept. Ronaldo out wide to Leao. Looks to take on Sofal and gets past Sofal. Here's Leao across, and the strong bit of defending in there, although it's given away again, and Portugal almost breaking through, but good defending. I think it was Hranach in there that got the ball away from the Leao cross, but easily burst past Sofal there. Did Leao. Incredible pace. Skipped past him like he wasn't there and just tried to square it across the 6-yard box and a good defensive clearance, but Portugal starting to turn the screw a bit. Getting their men at the right end of the pitch involved as Ronaldo goes to the ground again, but referee says there's nothing wrong with that either, that challenge. And Portugal will continue to play because Ronaldo's getting back to his feet now. Fernandez. Leao. Back to Vitinha. Cross to Ruben Dias now. Out to Bernardo Silva. Silva looking for the cross in, but blocked off, and Schick was there to help out. Gets it to Souček, and now Stanek will knock long. Portugal dominating the ball early doors. 70% of the possession in the first 13 minutes or so. Both sides have had one shot apiece in the game. No shots on target just yet. Ronaldo's header is Portugal's only shot. Czechia had a shot themselves, which actually I don't remember. Mustn't have been that memorable. Well, in previous meetings, with Czechia obviously going under a previous name beforehand, they've met each other 14 times in history. Portugal winning 7 of those 14. Czechia had the 4 and 3 draws in their previous meetings. But they don't have a good record since becoming Czechia or the Czech Republic. They've won just 1 of their 5 since that has happened against them, and they've only scored 2 goals against Portugal in that time and conceded 10. And Portugal have won their last 4 games against Czechia, keeping a clean sheet in each of the last 3 meetings. Vitinha there trying to pass it across the midfield, and the referee got in the way of that one, which will get a drop ball here. We saw the rain teeming down in Dortmund earlier. It's not as heavy in Leipzig, but it is still raining, which might add an interesting dynamic to the game, as Nuno Mendes went for the cross there, but no one was on the same page as him, and his cross goes running right through. And Roberto Martinez has got the towel ready, drying off his suit. It doesn't really work because he's instantly soaked again. It'd just be great to see a manager just show up with an umbrella on the sidelines in the rain. Never seen that before. I wouldn't put it past us to see that in this competition. Never know. Here's Cancelo with the ball over the top, looking for Bernardo Silva. Finds Silva. Now Leao, tiptoeing his way around that left channel again. Back to Cancelo. Now Pepe to Ruben Dias. All the talk before the game about Ronaldo and Pepe and how this could be their last internationals. I mean, that was the talk at the last Euros as well, 3 years ago, whether it was Ronaldo and Pepe's last. But they've lasted another 3 years and are here again. And I wouldn't put it past them being in the World Cup in 2 years' time. We've doubted them before, and they've proved us wrong before. You never know. Cancelo. Now Vitinha. Back to Pepe. Mendes. Picking up nicely there with Cancelo. Now Fernandes lays it off to Ruben Dias. Out wide to Dalot. Back to Fernandes. Or in Portugal as he's known as Fernandes. As Nuno Mendes will have this shot from distance. But that one was always going wide of the right post. Left-footed effort by Nuno Mendes. Probably should have passed it off there. Wasn't the right idea to take the shot from that distance, I don't think. Well, the most recent meeting between these two was in the 22-23 edition of the UEFA Nations League. Portugal won 2-0 in Lisbon and 4-0 in Prague in their two meetings. Cancelo and Gonçalo Guedes scored in Lisbon. That was a side coached by Fernando Santos in June 2022. And they conceded 4 goals, Czechia, without reply in September that same year. Dalot, who scored twice, Fernandes with a goal, and Jota scoring the 4th to secure a very comfortable victory in the Eden Arena for Czechia in that one. And Portugal haven't seen much opposition from Czechia in a while. And actually played each other in the Euro 2012 and Euro 2008, these two. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 11 minutes from the final whistle, giving Paulo Bento's Portugal a 1-0 win against Czechia in the Euro 2012 quarter-final in Warsaw. Pepe was also in that Portugal team, which was 12 years ago. And Portugal were 3-1 winners against Czechia on matchday 2 at Euro 2008. Deco's 8th minute opener cancelled out 9 minutes later by Libor Sionko, before Ronaldo and Ricardo Quaresma wrapped up the win in the second half. In that one. Here's Nuno Mendes. Broke forward here. He's got a bit of space to run into. Vitinha. Now wide to Dalot. Probably should have continued his run there, Mendes. It's allowed Czechia to get bodies back. Although here's Dalot. Lays it off now to Vitinha. Still trying to push here. Bernardo Silva now. Dalot at the byline. Cutting it back. Just too far ahead of Ronaldo to try and head towards goal, but we'll come back out as Fernandes will deliver again, and the header comes off a Czechia head, and that is Vladimir Sofal that time. Had to head it behind for the corner. Didn't know if Leao was behind him or not, and that probably enticed him to make that header. Sofal, but probably could have left it. Looked like it was sailing its way through, and Leao wasn't anywhere near him. It will be a Portugal corner. 19 minutes gone here in the Red Bull Arena. Still goalless. Pepe's eyeing up a chance here. The seasoned veteran. Vitinha to take the corner once again. Right-footed, in-swinging corner. Right to the... looking for the header at the back post. It was Ruben Dias was closest. As Kuchta kicks it away. Maybe Czechia can try and conjure up a counter, but they've just put it out of play there. There, Czechia. Good covering by Cancelo. Defensively. No. Clearly see Czechia playing that 5-2-3 or 5-3-2. Out of possession. Back five. Sofal and Dudera sitting either side of a back three. It looks like Souček and Provod are the defensive two, and then Pavel Sulk is just joining Kuchta and Schick as that front three. At the moment out of possession for Czechia. It's a 3-4-3 formation for Portugal at the moment. Vitinha to Ruben Dias. He's freedom to run forward. Down the right is Dalot. Across to Fernandez. Back to Diogo Dalot. And it's interesting, Bruno Fernandes' position. A 3-4-3 doesn't really allow for that kind of attacking midfield, that 10 role in its rigid system. Looks like Bruno Fernandes is getting a bit further forward as expected. Here's Ronaldo. Picks it up down the left. Marshalled by Sofal. Ronaldo trying to trick his way through. Has to go back to Leao. And just sneaks into the box, Ronaldo. Here's Vitinha. Squares across. Here's a bit of space for Ruben Dias to take the shot, which takes a deflection. That time off Pavel Sulk. And it will be a Portuguese corner. He was taking the strike. He was trying to go across goal there. Ruben Dias, and a good sliding tackle from Pavel Sulk. The corner was taken quickly there. And they'll get another one, so repeat. Bodies in the box for Portugal. Corner on the right hand side. Lifted in with the right foot. Pepe got up to it but couldn't head it towards goal, and Czechia again. They had the option to try and counter, but the misplaced pass just completely breaks that down with it before it even got started. And a simple pass back to Diogo Costa has Portugal back in possession. Bernardo Silva. Fernandez trying to roll it round, but closed down by Kuchta. Again, Czechia just can't seem to keep possession for much longer than a couple of seconds at the moment. Dalot plays it down the right. Back it comes. All the way back to Pepe. They're all exclusively in the Czechia half at the minute, the Portuguese outfield players, as Cancelo looks to chop inside, but his shot was blocked. Leao now to pick it up. They're pushing Portugal without conjuring up major opportunities on a consistent basis. Fernandez. Just need that killer pass. Or that killer shot, and Fernandez had the shot from distance. He'll get the corner out of it. Did take a deflection of Provod there on the way through and sailed just over the bar. Will be another Portuguese corner, but that's what Bruno Fernandes can offer. He can play lovely passes and set up goals, but he can also score them from that range too. And he came close there. And Vitinha will have another corner. He's got Bernardo Silva as the short option. Here is Silva, picks it up, back to Vitinha, that 1-2. But again, well closed down and around the box by Czechia. Now they can have a realistic counter here. But again, far too easily stopped that time. And it was Kuchta again, Tried to break forward, but they didn't actually want to go for the goal. They counter there. We'll get the throw in though. Czechia, which will look to keep possession. Sofal played it to Schick, back to Sofal, who lobs it forward. Portugal again with that overload. Although Fernandes almost gifted the possession back, but had teammates in the vicinity to help out. Although Mendes, crossfield pass finds Dalot. Diaz back to Diogo Dalot. Tried to find Bruno Fernandes up the pitch, but cut out by Patrick Schick. Czechia centre forward, tracking back, and they get their side forward here. Kuch just trying to break through again, closed down, but Sofal, oh, he's overhit that one. Now Bernardo Silva has the ball, and he feeds it through nicely. Down the right hand side comes Bruno Fernandes, trying to find Leao, who is just inches away from connecting with the ball to tap it in. Lovely ball by Bernardo Silva, and great ball into the box there from Bruno Fernandes. Spots the run of Rafael Leao, gets past Sofal, and he's literally probably not even inches, millimetres away from touching the ball. Leao coming very close. But Czechia again, they just give the ball away there. They were in decent possession up the pitch, and so the overhit pass from Sofal just completely broke it down, and well cut out by Bernardo Silva. He got his side going pretty quickly. There's still promise in this for Czechia. They've had one or two moments themselves in the final third. Nothing of, I'd say, major concern. I would say it wouldn't be massively concerning for Portugal so far. All it takes is one moment though. Dodera. To Suchek. Provod now. Out to the left. Finds Dodera. Back it comes again. Provod. Again. Almost messing it up again there. Czechia, and they just got out of trouble. And they give the ball away though in the process. Dalot. Back to Ruben Diaz. They're committing forward, Czechia, but they're trying to run in through Portuguese bodies, and you're going to get dispossessed on those moments. They're going to put a leg in, and they're going to get the ball back. Portugal. If you're going to want to break forward, you have to try and find the space to do so. Easier said than done, though. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Leao now. Allowed to break forward and got the space, put the cross in. But that was, well, it was a good attempt from Dodera. It was going to be calm defending, but the keeper maybe was touching butter before he came onto the pitch, because he had slippy fingers there on his gloves, and that one just slipped out of his hands and goes behind for the Portuguese corner. Now, to be honest, it has been raining, so the ball will be wet, so I said it could have an impact. And if they end up scoring from this corner, it certainly will have an impact. The rain directly. Corner on the right hand side for Portugal. Delivered, cleared away at the front post. Again by Schick. Cleared the danger there. Nicely by Sulch. He got up for the second header and put it out for the Portuguese throw. Have to say, defensively on those moments, Czechia, they've looked good in terms of defending those Portuguese corners. 6 corners for Portugal, and they've not looked like they've been undone by any of them really. Even back to the first corner where it was a fizzed ball to the edge of the box, they had that one well spotted and they cleared their lines pretty well. So certainly worked on defending set pieces, I would say, Czechia, it seems. Nuno Mendes' ball cut out by Sofal, and he tried to commit bodies forward again, and Nuno Mendes will get it back and put the cross in, but again too high for Ronaldo. And Dallo will stay in the vicinity there, but it will be a Czechia goal kick. Yeah, but again, it's another moment where Czechia do well at winning the ball back, but instantly Sofal just wants to dart forward and doesn't realise that Nuno Mendes is going to want to commit to win the ball back, and he does win it back. And if you're taking those risks, be patient about it, because he won the ball back well there, Sofal, and kind of bit of impatience let him down, as it has so far for Czechia in an attacking sense. It's that lack of composure and patience on the ball has been their biggest problem so far. Fernandes. And I have to say, Portugal on that front, they've been comfortable. Yeah, the Leão chance is certainly their best of the game, but it came from Czechia giving the ball away initially. And Bruno Fernandes's lovely delivery into the box, almost finding the foot of Rafael Leão. That's probably the best chance of the game so far, but no breakthrough yet as we hit the half-hour mark, as Czechia try and come forward here down the right-hand side. Kuchta. Again, that overhead pass back in the midfield and given away by Bernardo Silva. Finds Fernandes. Now Leão. He's got Ronaldo with him. Leão slightly closed down. Keeps the ball though. Still trying to spin his way through and blocked off that time. Back to Bernardo Silva it comes. Vitinha. Now Cancelo not given the time on the ball, and Czechia just trying to break out, but again trying to run through bodies. I mean, how many times they're going to try and do it? It's not going to work. Frustrating to watch. Bruno Fernandes, lovely ball. Ronaldo, big save. Vitinha with a follow-up and another good save. Jindřich Stanek with a lovely save against Cristiano Ronaldo. Fabulous pass by Bruno Fernandes, and maybe just offside. Ronaldo edged offside, and Stanek didn't know that at the time and had to make the save, and did make a great save to deny the Portuguese number 7. Probably the most iconic number 7 in the world at the moment, or in modern history, but not on the score sheet on that occasion. I mean, you can put that in your CV, it's that good. I saved a shot off Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, he's such a prolific goal scorer. I mean, there's that many, I don't think Opta have kept count of how many goals in his career Cristiano Ronaldo has scored. I will look it up, obviously. But he came very close to getting another to his huge tally so far there. Ronaldo gets the ball back from Fernandes, flicks it forward, that's lovely, and Vitinha was crowded out there, but he will get the corner. That was well worked again by Portugal. Fernandes found Ronaldo, just backheeled it into the path of Vitinha, lovely, and just breaks into the box and just tried to side foot it there, Vitinha, but crowded out by the Czechia players, and they put it behind for the corner. But they're starting to turn the screw a bit more now, Portugal. Getting a bit of joy out of it. Here's Vitinha. As the corner delivered. Headed away by Czechia again, all the way up the pitch to the last man for Portugal there. Easily dealt with. Cancelo. Dallo. Up against Kratchi. The ball into the box, cleared away by Fernandes. Czechia wanted the free kick there on Jan Kuchta, but the referee said no. Play on. Ruben Dias. Vitinha. Dias. Fernandes drifting out to that right hand side and giving the ball away there. Although Dudera's pass was well cut out. Vitinha has it back now. Cancelo. Comfortable, certainly at the moment, Portugal. Mendes across to Vitinha. The two PSG players. Now Rafael Leao up against Sofal. Chops back onto his right, and again the cross just overhit there by Rafael Leao, and it sails over the head of Ronaldo. And behind for the goal kick. I mean, that flick from Ronaldo's perfect, and Vitinha with a really nice run. Not seen many of those in the game so far, but Vitinha breaking into the box late and almost causing a major threat to the Czechia defence. If we want to get the full stats, in terms of total, Cristiano Ronaldo, according to the stats, his career total number of goals, 765 in 1,021 appearances at club level. Now that's at club level. We add international level to that, that's another 148. Add those together and I'll get you a number in a moment. But incredible. It's 913 goals at both club and international level, at over 1,200 appearances. Wow. Mendes. Cancelo. Ball in behind. Leao. Closed off there by Hollish, but then given away as Cancelo breaks in again. Back to Leao. Tries to squeeze it across the front post, but hooked away there by Robin Hranash. And the Czechia captain has just gone down off the ball here, Tomas Souček, which is going to be a worry for them. This will be a massive blow to the Czechia team, losing their captain so early in the game. It looks quite innocuous. I mean, unless he got a knock or some sort of involvement in a collision a bit earlier, it looks innocuous indeed. From Souček. Yeah, just as he was kind of jogging out of the box, it just went straight down. He's got back to his feet here, but you don't think he's gonna go down easily if he doesn't need to. He is back to his feet, he should be okay, but a bit strange to go down under no challenge or any situation. A bit innocuous, that. Sure, we'll see further detail of it as we go on. 7.5 minutes of the first half to go, and still no breakthrough in Leipzig this evening between Portugal and Czechia. Portugal certainly obviously coming the closest, but not find the net just yet. Ronaldo had a shot saved. Leao just missed a chance. It's whether Czechia can steal one on the break here. Here's Hollish around the corner. Sofal with the ball in, and it's a lovely delivery, but couldn't find a Czechia head. And now it's Portugal's turn to break. Here's Leao down the left. Ronaldo and Fernandes on the charge, but shoved off the ball there is Rafael Leao, and he will get the free kick for Portugal. And the referee quick to his pocket to give the Czechia captain Tomas Souček a yellow card. Just see, good. It's probably Czechia's best move of the game. Down the right hand side, lovely whip ball in by Sofal, and there was a few bodies in there, but Ruben Dias got the firm header, cleared it away, and sent Portugal on their own counter. Well, I'm just seeing here. It looked like Portugal got a free kick, but it's actually gone the other way. And it's not Tomas Souček that gets the yellow card. I mean, I think everybody was confused there. It's Leao that's got the yellow. Even the UEFA graphics team were confused there. And Rafael Leao is the one that's booked, so he was booked for simulation. No foul. So no yellow card for Souček. Yellow card for Leao for diving. Here's Kuchta. Sofal with a cross again. Ruben Dias with a header again. Heavy touch by Leao, but keeps the possession just about. Cancelo. Looks like Portugal under a bit of pressure in the last moment or two. Played that well. Cancelo. Nice ball to Fernandes, who's bursting forward. Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva as options. Tries to find Ronaldo. Lays it off down the right now, Ronaldo to Dalot. Vitinha. Gets himself in a position here, Ronaldo. Ready. I'm waiting for the cross. It isn't coming just yet. Diaz. And that attack was fizzled out a slight bit there. 5 minutes of the first half to go. Still no breakthrough here in Leipzig as Sofal steps in and wins the ball, and this time he's no bodies to run into and gets the ball forward. Better from Czechia. Although Patrick Schick there kind of muddles himself and gives the ball away. So again, it's those simple moments. When you win the ball back and they're just giving it away too easy, it's pretty cheap and they just kind of give it straight back to Portugal. It's pretty disheartening. It would be pretty disheartening to watch if you were a Czechia fan. They're capable of keeping the possession a lot longer, but just surrendering it too often and far too easily at the moment. Ruben Dias gives it to Fernandes. Fernandes spins one out to Leao. Lovely crossfield pass. Chested down by Leao and cycled back to Nuno Mendes. Now Vitinha in the middle. Knocked off that run. Fernandes will try and force it towards Ronaldo. Try a different technique and just ping it to him, but again well closed down by Czechia. Dudera. Again given away though. Hopeless ball into the middle, and Pepe was intercepting, but he couldn't find a pass. Diaz up for the header. Got down nicely on that left hand side by Provod. All the way back here to Stanek, who will go long. Kuchta with a header, but flicked on only into the path of Cancelo. Leao. Vitinha. Ruben Dias. It's been a bit slow tempo at times. I mean, clearly that's the way Portugal want to play. They want to control the tempo of the game and want to play it exactly to their kind of game plan. Slow in their build up, but when they get into the final third, up the pace significantly. They're patient in their build up, I have to say, Portugal. Diaz. Bernardo Silva down the right. To Dalot. Just about got there. Finds Vitinha. Again, very congested in and around the edge of the box. And that forces that type of ball from Nuno Mendes, which will bounce its way through and out for a goal kick. Czechia. Those central areas look pretty comfortable. I said how they've defended really well in their own 18-yard box so far. Those battles, those duels, but in and around, when Portugal have the possession in and around the edge of their box, they've stifled them pretty well. Not allowed them any gaps or space. Defended well. Dudera down the left to Solch. And there's just a foul on Vitinha there as Czechia tried to come forward. Here's João Cancelo, who can break into space for Portugal. Here's Leão, down the left, up against Sofal again. Looks to square it across again, but that one, once more, blocked and cleared behind for the corner. This time it was Holesh. Got the block. Put it behind for the corner. Pretty predictable. That's their 8th corner of the game, Portugal. And we're about to hit the added time in a moment. It's Fernandez's corner taken short. Bernardo Silva back to Bruno Fernandes. Switch it out to the right hand side. Brought down by Cancelo. Ronaldo spins and turns and forces another big save off Stanek. And he does really well at punching that one away. Jindřich Stanek. Ronaldo did really well at manoeuvring in the box. 1 added minute at the end of the first 45 here in Leipzig. Ronaldo coming close once more, but again, the man in goal for Czechia, Jindřich Stanek, is in his way and denied him once again. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Switched out to the left. Leão. Gonna swerve his way through, but that ball again overhit and couldn't find Ronaldo's path. And Czechia might get a break on. Here's Dudera down the left-hand side. Pepe's closely watching, and there was none of his teammates breaking forward there for Dudera, so nothing comes of that. And that is the end of the first half. And it's a goalless first half. First half where Cristiano Ronaldo's had 1 or 2 good opportunities. Leão just missed one as well. Czechia have been better defensively than they have been in attacking. They've had 1 or 2 opportunities themselves in that first half, but none of them could be taken. Half time in Leipzig. In Group F, it is Portugal 0, Czechia 0. Analysis on the way next. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live halftime in Leipzig in the final game of match day 1 and our final game of the day in Group F between Portugal and Czechia, and it is goalless at the break, the first goalless first half of the tournament, and we're in game 12 of the tournament, so we've done well so far, but to be honest, it's been Portugal obviously that have dominated the game and dominated the chances, but not found a breakthrough yet. A very resolute and strong Czechia defence that is holding them out at the moment. It's not for the want of trying, because Portugal have had some good opportunities in that first half. Ronaldo has had 1 or 2 shots saved by Stanek, who's done very well in the Czechia goal. I mean, it's where kind of I mean, the first one I think might be just offside, but it's a lovely ball played in behind by Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo makes the run in behind, maybe just offside, and a really good one-on-one save by Staniek. And then the second one from Ronaldo, similar position, this time a bit further on the right, and it's in a more congested area in the box, much more congested for Ronaldo. Uses his skill, lovely spin, and then the strike at Staniek, who makes the good save. But other than that, I would say Leao's had an opportunity as well. I mean, the majority of Portugal's chances, other than probably that second Ronaldo chance, have come when Czechia have either been very high up in the pitch and lost the ball, and it's been kind of like a Portugal break. They've looked like the most threatening Portugal because that's where the most space has been. But it's really been very congested in moments. The very, even set pieces. Portugal really haven't looked majorly threatening on set pieces. They had 8 corners in that first half, and I can't remember one of them where Portugal actually got the first header on the ball and had a good chance at goal. The set pieces aren't working, and that's credit to Czechia. They've obviously looked at it. I said it at one point in that first half. Even the very first corner of the game for Portugal, it was from the left-hand side, and it was fizzed to the edge of the box. One of those ones we see every now and again where they have a player on the edge of the box waiting to take the strike, and even then Czechia were quick to it. They knew what was coming, and they got out there and cleared the ball pretty quickly, so they adapted to it well. But on every set piece, Czechia have been commanding, controlled, and haven't looked vulnerable whatsoever. Portugal, they have aerial threat. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best aerial threats there is in an attacking position, hasn't massively controlled it in areas. I mean, there have been a lot of crosses from Portugal in that first half. They, many times I've mentioned it, a cross has been slightly overhit, and it's just gone out for a goal kick. I'll get the stat for you at the moment. 18 crosses by Portugal in that first half. Only 3 of them have been accurate. So only 17% of their crosses being accurate at the moment, Portugal. So they are trying that. They are whipping crosses in there. That is an idea of what they want to do. It's just not working at the moment. And credit to Czechia, they're defending it well and stopping them from having that. But also the deliveries haven't been that great. I mean, Rafael Leao's hit a couple just over the head of Ronaldo multiple times. There's been a few poor crosses in the game. But they're targeting the crosses more because there's not much space for them to run into. It's a very congested central area, so they're just going to whip the ball in. There's space wide for them to put those crosses in. And clearly Portugal feel that they can find their space with that. But so far Czechia have done well and looked comfortable in defending them in moments. And as I said, Portugal have looked the most threatening whenever Czechia give the ball away themselves. You know, silly little mistakes of giving the ball away cheaply, Czechia have let them down in that first half in possession. And that's kind of hampered them going the other way as well. You know, they've had one shot in that first half at Czechia. They put 1 or 2 decent crosses from Sofal down the right hand side, probably their best opportunities of that first half, but again not creating anything from them. And that's probably what's hampered them, is the fact that they haven't been able to sustain possession for the majority of that half. Maybe that's the idea, but they haven't got Kuchta or Schick involved enough. 2 very tall centre forwards, Jan Kuchta and Patrick Schick, but haven't been kind of majorly involved in kind of holding the ball up or trying to help their team get forward. You know, we talk about how you have to have that out ball if you're going to sit deeper and try and block and play a back 5 and clear the ball and clear your lines long. You have to have an out ball. You have to have someone chasing that ball, otherwise you're just going to come straight back at you. And that's exactly what happened in that first half. Portugal, when Czechia did clear it, Portugal were coming straight back at them. I mean, they weren't getting much joy, but they were coming straight back at them. Czechia just weren't giving themselves a break. They didn't have an out ball to get forward or to make a run to get them up the pitch at least 20-30 yards. They just constantly just ping the ball up the pitch. No one chasing it, either Schick or Kuchta, or it just wasn't a great ball forward, and Portugal won the ball back comfortably and came back at them. I can't remember actually the last time that either Nuno Mendes, Pepe or Ruben Dias were threatened in that first half. I think the Portugal back 3 have been pretty comfortable in that first half. So I don't think they would be pretty worried at half-time. But I would say Portugal haven't been at their best yet. We haven't seen the clinical edge from Portugal just yet. They've been comfortable in possession, over 75% of the ball. 9 shots, they are creating chances. Just that finish that's not there at the moment. But again, credit to Czechia, how they've defended Portugal in that first half. But I think they need to do a bit of attacking of their own so far, and there's no coincidence that this is the first 0-0 draw of the tournament, or the 0-0 scoreline at half-time of the tournament so far, because everybody's been focused on attacking. Even the so-called worser off teams, or the lower quality teams per se, have still continued to attack. So I think Czechia need to focus more on that. But if it gets them a result, it gets them a result. In the end, we will see, of course. But I think there's a lot more to come from Portugal in that second half. I think if they're a bit quicker with their passing at times, has been a bit lethargic and just kind of sideways, backwards. They need to be quicker, more decisive with their passing, and use the pace that they have on the pitch. They have pace both sides. They have the likes of a Bernardo Silva, mostly Rafael Leao, in the first half, but they've got Bruno Fernandes, who has pace and has quality, who can make runs. Vitinha's made a couple of runs into the box. Use that more to kind of unsettle the Czechia defence, but it'll be tough to do for Portugal in that second half. In terms of stats, as I said, 9 shots for Portugal, 3 on target. Czechia just the 1 shot, none of them on that shot was not on target. In terms of passes, so far half-time with that, 408 passes for Portugal in that first half to Czechia's 141. I would go as far to say that might be the most passes by one side at half-time in the tournament so far, 408. Of those 408, 368 are accurate for Portugal, and over 143 passes in the final third, 117 of those accurate, so very convincing. Although Czechia, when they've got into the final third, have been accurate with their passing. 20 of their 28 passes in the final third have been accurate. But Portugal obviously entering the final third a lot more, 37 times to Czechia's 11. Right. It's the first goalless draw at half-time, and that's why there's more tactical analysis at half-time rather than anything else. A few chances, but nothing major. Czechia are without a clean sheet in their last 4 games, but they're unbeaten in their last 7, and they've won their last 5. But Portugal have been the first to score in 8 of their last 10 fixtures. Who will break first? We'll see. The second half from the Red Bull Arena in Leipzig, where it is Portugal 0, Czechia 0. It's on the way next. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live. Half-time, Portugal 0, Czechia 0 in Group F. Our final game of match day 1. We'll have seen all 24 teams play by the end of the final whistle, seen the first 12 results of the tournament, and we can fully assess what each team needs to do and where they need to go for match day 2, which gets underway tomorrow at 2 o'clock at the first game tomorrow, and we'll have it live here on LFS as Group B gets us underway for match day 2. We start with Croatia, who are trying to come back from a 3-0 defeat against Spain on match day 1 to try and get their first points on the board, and they will face another team who lost on match day 1, Albania, who were beaten after taking the lead against Italy in that one. They lost 2-1 to the holders. Both sides looking to get their first points of the tournament. At least one of them, will do tomorrow, 2 o'clock. And then we'll have both Group A games as well for you tomorrow, including Germany against Hungary from 5 and Scotland against Switzerland from 8 tomorrow. So do it all over again from tomorrow. And then from Sunday onwards, we will have match day 3, which will be a bit different than what we've seen in the tournament so far. On Sunday, we start with both Group A games on Sunday night, 8 o'clock, both kicking off at the exact same time. Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland, Germany. By that point, we could know maybe 2 of the 3 teams that could find their way through the group on Sunday night, but they'll both kick off at the same time in case there is still something to play for, and that will continue each day until Wednesday the 26th, next Wednesday, when we will know our 16 teams that will be in the round of 16, of course. 8 teams will leave us. Right, that's what's to come. Don't forget about that. We'll have a look at the group tables as well, because we will have the full look after the first match day of the group tables at full time, so do stay with us for that. And Portugal will be hoping that they're at least on 3 points by that point. At the moment, they're only getting a single point out of this one. They have 45 minutes to change that, and they're just returning out for the second half after a bit of a brief chat from their captain Cristiano Ronaldo in the tunnel. Portuguese players back out on the pitch. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already, and do follow us on socials as well, on X, Instagram and TikTok, to miss not a single bit of Euro 2024 here on LFS. Right, the rain hasn't stopped either in Leipzig, so another wet half of football to come. It's been a pretty dull and damp day in Germany, but the football so far earlier this afternoon wasn't dull between Turkey and Georgia. This one, I can't say the same, but we've 45 minutes to save this game, and hopefully both of these sides come out with an attacking intent in the second half to get us a number of goals. Of course, both sides swapping sides, obviously, as Czechia get us back underway for the second 45 inside the Real Bud Arena. At the moment, they could be halfway to what would be a pretty big point on match day 1 for them against the favourites to get out of this group, the favourites to top this group clearly. Turkey, Georgia and Czechia, all seen as inferior to this Portugal side, of course, and especially in the world rankings. Portugal ranked 6th in the world, Czechia 36th, Turkey 40th, and Georgia 75th, so Portugal with just a slight advantage over their opposition in this group. As Leao fouled pretty early there. Early free kick for Portugal, taken quickly. Bernardo Silva trying to maraud forward, finds Dalot. Dalot with the first shot of the second half, sees that one sail over the bar for a goal kick, but better from Diogo Dalot. Seen that at Manchester United a couple of times, chopping inside off the right, getting into that inside channel to take the shot off, but that time the height just got past him. He's learning that one from Anthony. Chopping onto his left foot, taking the strike and completely missing the target. Well, he'll guarantee when Portugal do hit the target, they'll find the net, because so far they haven't. And Jindrik Stanjek seems to be in good form tonight. Made some big saves. As Nuno Mendes goes down here for Portugal, he's will be okay. Needs to be back to his feet. He's holding kind of his shin here. Oh yeah, he just kind of fell under the challenge of Patrick Schick there. Kind of landed awkwardly. Schick did win the ball, so it was a fair challenge. Ruben Dias switches out to Nuno Mendes. Mistake there by Mendes, misplaced the pass, but Vitinha tracking back well to help out. Gets the ball back, and now Fernandes to break forward. He's got 4 ahead of him. Fernandes, can he find one of them? Sprays it out wide to Bernardo Silva. Just about tries to recover and does well to win the corner there, Bernardo Silva. Bit of a heavy pass that from Bruno Fernandes. Skidded across the turf and just about stole for a corner there from Bernardo Silva. Off Ladislav Krejci, and he gets the corner. Right hand side. Fernandes and Vitinha. That cross far too deep over the bar. Goal kick. Don't know how many times I've seen that in this game so far. Those misplaced crosses. Well, Portugal do have a pretty impeccable record recent times over Czechia, but the last time Czechia won in this fixture came thanks to a memorable Karel Poborski chip in the Euro 96 quarterfinals at Villa Park in Birmingham. The Czechs holding on despite Radoslav Latal's 82nd minute red card. That's how they won back in 1996 Euros. Czechia. And it was their first game against Portugal, as known at the time as either Czech Republic or Czechia. Portugal didn't have had an okay record against the previously named Czechoslovakia. They took them on 9 times. They won 3 times, drew 3 times, and lost 3 times. So, not the most convincing record, but certainly not a losing one. Just about not a losing one, anyway. Vitinha, Dalot now. Diaz. There's Cancelo just beaten to the ball there. He wanted the foul, but Kuchta's challenge was clean, according to the referee. Here's Patrick Schick. Looking for the deep cross, but that one is far too deep. And another wasted opportunity for Czechia in the final third there. Patrick Schick just absolutely blasted that ball. I mean, that's not a cross. I think the wet ball is undoing a couple of players. Although it was raining in the first half, it's coming down quite consistently, this rain. And maybe it's just added an extra level of difficulty to those types of deliveries. Because I've seen a couple of them in the second half, and none of them have worked out. For both teams, that is. Well, 2 Portuguese players actually have a Czechia link with Rafael Leao and Diogo Dalot scoring in AC Milan's 3-0 home win against Sparta Prague on match day 2 of the 2020-21 UEFA Europa League. Weird stat, but it's a stat. Here's Ruben Dias. Ronaldo. Bit deeper. Back to Dias. Trying to help his side. Sustain possession and try and get forward. Although Dalot's hopeless ball given away, but he does well to track back, and Vitinha just collided into there by Lukas Provod. Will get the free kick. Yeah, well, I mean, he made a clean challenge for the ball, Provod, but he did follow through into the leg of Vitinha. Here's Bernardo Silva breaking forward. I have a chance to shoot, but should have betted against that, because that was not a great shot at all. Well wide. Yeah. It was strong defending from the Czechia left wing back David Dudera. A puzzled face of Roberto Martinez, deep in thought. See where he can tweak for his side, for them just to have that slight advantage, that slight edge, to just see if they could get the ball in the back of the net. Then we're called offside there. Ronaldo just stepped offside. So free kick to Czechia. He looks embarrassed by that, does Ronaldo. Looked quite coy there. Here's Krejci. Back to Hranic. Knocked forward. Cancelo won the header. Brought down by Souček well, but just got away from that ball, and Vitinha recovered it. Dalot. Now Ronaldo breaking down the right-hand side. Trying to chop in field, but again almost dispossessed, but it got back to Diaz. Fernandez. Heavy touch by Nuno Mendes, but again, not latched upon by Czechia, and it will be a Portuguese throw. I have to be honest, wasn't the biggest fan of the previous Portuguese head coach myself, Fernando Santos. He seemed like a bit of a buzzkill. Not the most enthusiastic of head coaches. Roberto Martinez seems to be the exact opposite of that. A refreshing head coach. Always enjoyed watching his sides. Belgium were always very good to watch under his management, especially in Euro 2020 as well. Despite being knocked out at the quarter-final stage, Belgium that time. Hoping he can get there with Portugal. More expectation that they should get there. Portugal, with the quality they have, both on the pitch and on the bench, which if he needs to turn to the bench at some point in this second half, certainly got quite a number of players to choose from. Roberto Martinez. Pepe to Bernardo Silva. Space to break forward here for Bernardo Silva. He's got Dalot with him. Chops back, comes in field, finds Vitinha now, back out wide to Dalot. Diaz. Again Vitinha. Ruben Diaz now on the overlap. Looks to whip a cross in, headed on and over the bar by Ronaldo. Really good cross. I think it came off the head of the defender there. Yeah, it did. Ronaldo got the header, tried to head it down, and that came right off the head of Tomas Holes. And it will be another Portuguese corner. Strong aerial defending again from Czechia. Rain is properly teaming down now. Bruno Fernandes to take this corner, right-footed into the box, and Pepe was coming in, but again headed away. Souček that time, as Krejci tries to hold off his man, but tried to turn and get the ball away, but give it straight back to Portugal now. Fernandez, right for the ball in. Ronaldo again, but Souček got the header away. Push in here, Portugal. Cancelo, across, strong right hand by Staniek, and hoofed up the pitch by the Czechia player to clear their lines. But Portugal certainly starting to knock on the door. Whipping in more of those crosses. Starting to threaten a bit more. They up the tempo, they up the pace. Starting to get a bit of joy out of it. And quite a lot of Premier League players in this matchup between these two teams. And we'll talk about Czechia first, about the two West Ham players, Vladimir Sofal and of course their captain Tomas Souček. Sofal of course 31, strong at the back for West Ham this season. Souček, who's always popping up in the aerial positions, both defensively and in attack for West Ham. Here's Vitinha. Try to feed it through again, closed down. As there's a late challenge there on Cancelo. through the back of João Cancelo there from Patrick Schick, and he's going to get a yellow card for that one. This is a certain yellow card for Patrick Schick because the referee's right in front of him. And this is... yeah, it's just a... yeah, he just clips the right foot of Cancelo. I don't know about the yellow card. Maybe it was about the reaction more than anything from Schick to giving away that free kick. But certainly not a smart idea to give a free kick away at this range, especially with this man in the team, Cristiano Ronaldo. More than capable of putting this into an unsavable position. He steps back, Ronaldo. Seen it so many times before. Here's the run up. Ronaldo! Right down the throat of Staniek that time. Didn't get the curl on it, and he just makes that motion and showing a frustration. Gets around the wall nicely, but just doesn't get the spin that he wants on it. And it was a simple enough catch for Staniek. Could have been dangerous with the wet conditions, but ended up well for the keeper. And then could have been a lot more difficult for him to deal with. Certainly. Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, that's a lovely move, Bernardo Silva. And again, good defending by Robin Hranac. 1-2 touch in between the lines. Really nice football. I get the corner out of it. Vitinha. Back it comes. Here's Fernandes. Lots of Portuguese bodies in the box. Ball comes in. Diaz was up, but again, couldn't get the connection on it. And so Czech to clear his lines. Again, the clearance from Czechia just instantly surrendered back to Portugal. Here's Rafael Leao trying to drive in himself, close down. Now Bernardo Silva tried to cross it, blocked all the way through and out for a throw in on the far side. Yeah, strong defending there from Hranac. Just seeing the replay of the Ronaldo free kick, but might be some substitutions incoming here at the moment. And we'll see those. Now it looks to be the Czechia change incoming. So Jan Kuchta is going to make way in centre forward, and going to be coming on in his place is going to be Andre Linger. And Patrick Schick's also going to make way, so both centre forwards for Czechia are going to make way. And Modomir Kittel is coming on in his place. So Schick off alongside Kuchta, and on in their places Linger and Kittel. So double change up front for Czechia. More attacking approach heading into the final half an hour here in Leipzig. Portugal 0, Czechia 0. Certainly by far the longest we've gone without a goal in a game so far in the Euros. Portugal looked the more likely, certainly, to get a goal if they were going to get one at all. Czechia certainly showing intent, making those double changes up front to try and change their approach and offer a bit more of an attacking threat, considering they still have only had one shot in the whole of the game. That came in the first half, so they haven't had a shot in the second. Actually probably surrendered more possession in the second half, to be honest. Although, here's Linger. So far with a cross, and the header on, but it will be kept in. Is that wide? Is Dodero with a cross. Half cleared. Still Sofal. Cuts it back. The strike is in! Lucas Provod without a shot on target for 62 minutes. Their first one ends up in the back of the Portuguese net. Portugal stunned in Leipzig. And Czechia, who've offered nothing all game, end up taking the lead through Lucas Provod. You can have all the possession and all the shots you want, but if you don't find the back of the nets, it's all pointless. But it's probably their best moment, Czechia, getting up the pitch and sustaining the possession in the final third. And it's nice cut back by Sofal, spotting Provod unmarked on the edge of the D, and he just swipes it with his right foot and sweeps it well past Costa, in off the inside of the post, I think. And it's a lovely finish. You can have Ronaldo in your team all you want, but Czechia will be the ones happier at the moment. Czechia lead by a goal to nil. Wow. And it's just meant that Roberto Martinez has pulled the trigger, and he's made some changes here. And I'm not sure what's happened. I think Jota's come on. I did spot Diogo Jota. I have no idea who else, but it's double change. I know that. And I'll get the full details for you in a moment, because we were coming back from the replay of the goal and I didn't see who came on. But nonetheless, it's now 27 minutes for Portugal to rescue this. And if they weren't determined to get a goal before, they'll certainly be determined now. They'll have a deficit to try and overturn, as Czechia could be conjuring up an opening game shocker in the Euros. The goal came literally about 30 seconds after I said if they were going to get a goal, it'll be a Portugal goal. There we are, the joys of football. Never predictable. Diaz. Vitinha. If I can get those subs, that will be nice to know who the substitutes are for Portugal. Here's Ruben Diaz. Vitinha, Fernandez, Cancelo, and just overhit the pass, and it's now a break forward here for Kitzel, and he runs into trouble there. It's closed down. Kitzel tried to break forward for Czechia. He failed to do that all the way throughout the game. I said that at half time, how Schick and Kuchta just really didn't make that impact up front. They weren't kind of using their physical presence to test the Portuguese centre-backs, and we're seen there with Kittel, determined to get forward and get involved with that. As I can confirm the changes then for you now. So Rafael Leao and Diogo Dalot have come off for Portugal, and Diogo Jota and Gonçalo Inácio have come on in their place. So just a few refreshing players for Portugal, just some fresh legs to come on. And Diogo Jota not long on the pitches. I think he was giving off at the referee here. Him and Cristiano Ronaldo in the ear of the Italian referee. But what a moment for Lucas Provod. That'll be the headline, that'll be the story at the moment. And a moment that could be a huge one for Czechia, coming into this knowing they have the most difficult game to start the tournament for them in this group. But if they can get even anything out of this, I mean, a 0-0 draw would have been a good result for them. But they're even going to get even better at that, and Portugal might find themselves going into match day 2, although still favourites to go through. But Turkey and Georgia should be okay for Portugal. But we said that here about if Portugal show up and play their game, they should win. They've shown up, played their game, haven't been able to find the finish. And Czechia lead. Sofal. It's all about the mentality and the kind of comeback ability from Portugal. Can they show that mentality, that initiative, that energy to fight back in this one? I mean, we've seen them go behind and huff and puff in previous tournaments, but we saw that in 2020. They went behind, they struggled, and they came frustrated with themselves. They weren't composed. They didn't have the mentality to come back in games, and that's what saw such a poor showing from them in that tournament. But I think the fact of the matter is, Czechia have been very resolute with their defending. It's Portugal have just been more kind of hopeful and optimistic with some forward passes. Haven't been kind of definitive. Their most consistent mode of attack is putting a cross into the box. I mean, not been consistent with their combinations or their kind of phases. And their movements in the final third have been a bit all over the place, and maybe it's an attempt to confuse the Czechia defence. With them in turn, they've probably confused themselves. Here's Vitinha. Now Bernardo Silva trying to get the ball in again. Clearly headed away this time. Souček once more. Recycled by DS, and maybe just a bit of one-way traffic starting to reaffirm itself in the game again, with Portugal breaking forward and Czechia clearing their lines and Portugal getting it back again, and rinse and repeat. But Czechia will not care at this moment. They're leading, although here comes Bernardo Silva, cuts it back. Vitinha's deep cross headed across by Nuno Mendes, and it's deflected in. Heartbreaking for Czechia. Portugal forced the ball in, and it's a save, I think, from Staniek, and it comes off his own player, I think, and it goes into the back of the net, and Portugal get back on level terms. Good run by Bernardo Silva, breaching in behind the defence, doesn't give up, cuts it back to Vitinha, and the header from Nuno Mendes across, and that's so unlucky. Staniek just makes the save and pushes it right onto his defender's leg in Robin Hranac, and he just can't get out of the way of that. So unfortunate, but they got it into the right area, Portugal, and they got the goal. 1-1. A goal's a goal. That's all they'll care about. Same with France, who scored their only goal of the tournament last night through an own goal, so if Portugal can do it, it's still a goal that matters most, no matter what way it comes. And with 20 minutes to go, we could have a bit of a shootout here, or Portugal might want to just try and cruise to try and win this one. 20 minutes to try and get another. Took them 70 minutes to get their first one. It was an own goal. Won't have that amount of time to try and find another. Here's Ruben Dias. He just failed it. A lot of Czechia's defending was holding on to that clean sheet, holding on to that defensive structure and not allowing Portugal in, and for to concede via such a kind of avoidable moment will be so disappointing for them, but they'll know there's still a lot to do here. They've still got a point that they can hold on to out of this, which they've had for the majority of the game, to be honest. A point is a realistic aspect, an achievement for Czechia to try and get. And they've 20 minutes to stay solid, stay compact, to try and deny Portugal another chance at a goal, or at least don't gift them it. Here's Bruno Fernandes, trying to play it in behind for Cancelo. He made a nice run, but well blocked off, and Czechia tried to get it forward there, but Kittel was just closed down. stopped from making that run. Here comes Jota, breaking forward. Again, tried to play it around the corner to Ronaldo, but closed down. Well, one back by Bernardo Silva, whose shot sees it flying back at him from Staniek, and out for the throw-in. Certainly pushing and probing here, Portugal, for another. Ruben Dias. Jota again, just dispossessed. And that's it. Bit of a late challenge there from Nuno Mendes. And we'll give Czechia the free kick. A bit of a reprieve for Pavel Sluch. Just seeing the replay of the goal. I mean, it's an okay save. It's a good header by Nuno Mendes across goal to put it into that mix. But it's just one of those where no communication. Very disappointing from a Czechia point of view for that, and they know how costly that moment could be, but they can't let it define their night, because Staniek has probably stopped Portugal from scoring 2 more goals, at least in the game. It's been very important. Been one of Czechia's best players, if not their best player tonight. Made 5 saves, 3 from inside the box, of course, obviously. So he has made some big saves tonight, Staniek, and he can't let that one moment affect the rest of his night. He's only made a save since, so doesn't look like he is. But then again, Czechia are on the ball, just as I was talking about how they would like to hold on to it for a point. Taking the lead once. They might want to do it again, but I'll not risk it, because you might end up losing it all completely. Bruno Fernandes pinged forward, chested down nicely by Jota, but not given the room there to take it down and get the strike, and he could just only square it across into the hands of Jindřich Staniek. .16 to go. Diaz there with a late challenge. Czechia wanting to take the free kick quickly, but the referee just telling him to hold his horses a bit here. Holeš. Sofal. Down the right hand side. There was a collision off the ball, but the referee wags his finger and saying there's nothing wrong with that. Now there's an advantage, but again, Sofal will recover for Czechia. There's an offside flag up there against Ronaldo once again. It's the second time this half he's been called offside. 15 minutes to go. Well, they might need a Cristiano Ronaldo type winner to help them through here, Portugal, but so far he's been denied a couple of times by Staniek and maybe scared him off, Staniek. There, as Czechia eyeing up a couple more substitutions, not just yet though, but they're on the sidelines awaiting their involvement and introduction. As Inacio has to clear that one long, only out for a throw-in, which keeps Czechia up the pitch. Maybe in need of a couple of fresh legs, Czechia, in these latter stages. Some players look a bit worse for wear, shall we say. Sofal looking for this throw-in, to take this throw-in. Back it comes to Provod. They linked up for the first goal for Czechia. Provod throwing his body to the ground, blocking Bernardo Silva's pass. It will be a Portuguese throw in their own half. Time ticking down in Leipzig, and it will feel like the longest 15 minutes or so of those Czechia players' careers, and it will fly past at the moment as it stands for Portugal with the scoreline at 1-1. and it not going their way. And when they need something, the clock will speed past. Have to say, a couple of sides, it's been very competitive match day one, although we're coming to an end of it, but we can say at this point it has been a very competitive match day one. There's been no kind of side that's probably pipped to finish third or fourth or bottom of their group where they've been completely overrun. Scotland are probably the only team that have looked hopeless defensively so far, and they looked hopeless against Germany on the opening night, but Steve Clarke said he's expecting improvements. We'll see tomorrow night, but there's not been... Oh, Vitinha's shot from distance forces Staniak into the save corner, but there's not been any sides other than Scotland where they've looked completely awful defensively. It's been tight games for the majority of the tournament so far. And we'll run through the scores from all of the first 12 games and look at the tables, but it's not been a clear kind of walk in the park for any team so far, other than probably Germany and maybe Spain against Croatia, but that wasn't an expected scoreline. Corner, left-hand side for Portugal. Had quite a number of these, and that one just overhits, completely overhits. I've hit everyone in there and go all the way through for a Czechia throw. That's really poor. Just really poor. Vitinha had a very nice strike from distance. Staniak just taking no risks, just parries that wide, and it's a good call by the Czechia keeper. Made some very good calls tonight. As Czechia are going to make those changes then, as I mentioned, and it's going to be their goal scorer so far, Lucas Provod, who's going to make way. Could have been a hero. Well, could still be a hero. Antonin Berak is coming on in his place. So Antonin Berak on for Lucas Provod. And the second substitution for Czechia coming on is Petr Ševčík. Has come on for Pavel Sulks. So Provod and Sulks off, and Barak and Ševčík on for the final 11-12 minutes or so, plus the additional time. And still Portugal 1, Czechia 1 at this moment, so anything can still happen. Here's Bruno Fernandes in and around the box, again trying to squeeze his way through, looking for the cross for Ronaldo. Ooh. And Krejci had to get across CR7 there and head it behind for the corner. Really good anticipation from Ladislav Krejci as the cross will come in again, and that was a low one from Bruno Fernandes, again cleared away as Barak will go to the floor under a challenge from Bruno Fernandes, and Fernandes, like an Italian pizza maker, pleading to the referee of his innocence. I mean, that's dangerous from Fernandes. He flung his right foot into his face there. He's lucky that it wasn't a card, but I mean, it's not often I watch Bruno Fernandes and don't mention his complaining, but he's not been too bad tonight. Not had much to complain about. Despite it being a frustrating night for Portugal, he's done okay. Czechia to take the throw. They've taken it quickly. Here's Barak looking for the cutback. Body's in the box. The shot blocked. Follow up is just wide by Souček. Good moment. Down the right hand side. Lovely cross. Good cutback by Antonin Barak. I have to see who it was that took the shot. Trying to pinpoint them out in a lineup, and I can't at this moment in time. It was Petr Ševčík, so both substitutes linking up there for Czechia in that moment, and then Souček had the follow-up just wide. So a big chance for Czechia. Will Portugal balance it out at the other end and have a big chance? as Souček committed in his defending, as was Krejci, but Portugal still find a way around them, although Fernandes just couldn't get on the end of that Vitinha pass. It was just a bit overhit, and Czechia allowing to recover. Ronaldo's been not as prominent in this second half as the first. They haven't targeted him as much, Portugal, which is a surprise. I mean, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, just put the ball in. He'll do something, as he did in the first half, but not convincing. That's an awful pass by Vitinha. Far too underhit, and now Czechia trying to counter. But that one from Souček's just overhit. That was really not good from Vitinha. A lazy pass in midfield. 7.5 to go. 1-1 is their late drama in Leipzig. Inacio. Jota. Back to Gonçalo Inacio. 2 Portuguese substitutes who have come on to change the game. Since that point, Portugal have got an equaliser, but in the end, they haven't massively contributed to that in terms of those 2 substitutes, because it's an own goal that has Portugal back on level terms. I'll just give you a couple of stats while we're watching. Well, Portugal stormed through their Euro 2024 qualifying. The only team to win every game at the qualifying. Scored 36 goals, conceded only 2, finishing 8 points clear at the top of Group J in their qualifying. And they qualified with 3 matches still to play, with a 3-2 home win against eventual runners-up of the group, Slovakia, in October 2023. This is Ronaldo's 6th Euros finals, this one. And he holds the record for the most goals, 14, and most appearances, 25, well, now 26, at the tournament, out of anyone. Here's Jota, gets the break of the ball, but run into trouble there as Hranac just got beaten past. And that's a late lunge there by Nuno Mendes on Vladimir Sofal. And that's frustration showing there from Nuno Mendes. Come absolutely flying in. No need for that type of challenge, and no need for that. Well, these 2 teams had the 2 top scorers at Euro 2020. Ronaldo, 5 goals. That was on Czechia's Patrik Schick. Also 5 goals. And they finished as the joint top scorers of Euro 2020. As Czechia come forward down the right here. And again, Pepe uses his experience to defend that situation, although Portugal make an absolute muddle of it in the middle. And Czechia have it back now with Barak. Right, Sofal. Down the right hand side, is there a chance here? Well, Portugal trying to break forward, and free kick there, foul on Bernardo Silva. As Portugal will now get the chance to come forward. Now, Czechia, as part of Czechoslovakia back in 1976, became European champions. They defeated West Germany on penalties with Antonin Panenka's iconic spot kick, of course. They featured in every tournament since the separation of Czechoslovakia, and this is their 8th successive appearance at the finals. And they were runners-up to Germany on debut in 1996, and they were also semi-finalists in 2004, and have reached the quarter-finals in 2 of the last 3 tournaments. So they always do well, Czechia, in this, and they're doing well at the moment. Although the cross comes in, Ronaldo off the post, and it's in for the follow-up from Diogo Jota. And Portugal lead with about 4 minutes to go. And there's a lot of bother going on inside the net as Jota wanted the ball. And Jota could be the winner. And they lead for the very first time tonight. They've left it late. There's no better time to score a winning goal than late on. Although there's a VAR check ongoing. We're not going to do this again, are we? We did this yesterday. Ooh. Ronaldo might be offside here. This might be a realistic chance. And I've no idea what's happened. The goal's been ruled out. Offside. It looked like, from I saw the replay, Ronaldo's left arm just looked to be offside. Maybe his shoulder. Can't be offside from your arm, but my goodness me. Wow. And the VAR. We were watching the replay and the goal was disallowed. Maybe they're too quick in these decisions. It's not 2-1 and Portugal don't lead. We saw this yesterday. Belgium had 2 goals ruled out for one for offside and one for handball in the build-up. We've seen a couple of goals ruled out, but all correctly so, and it looked like on that occasion, as we'll get the evidence in a moment or two, that it looked like Ronaldo was just offside. He's been called offside a couple of times in the second half, and his header off the post, and the rebound headed in by Jota, but of course it was a rebound. There was no Czechia player involved, so therefore the offside was not reset, and therefore Ronaldo's offside will still count as no goal. There's all sorts going on. It's gotten very physical here. 2 Czechia players on the floor, one on the pitch and one off the pitch, which has to see the referee stop. And he's leaning offside here, Ronaldo. That is so close. His shoulder and half of his face is offside. I mean, that is so close. And Ronaldo waves his hands in the air in frustration. I'm going to make more changes coming for Portugal here, as Vitinha has been replaced. I'm going to make 3 changes. Wow, quite a number of changes incoming here. One of them is Pedro Neto, is one. Conceição is another. And Nelson Semedo is the third, I believe. So Semedo, Conceição and Neto all on for Portugal here. Vitinha is one of those who's come off. I know that much. I'll get you the rest in a moment. Cancelo as there's another player. Here's Czechia coming forward. Ball into the box and right stretch right leg from Diaz to get the ball cleared. Ronaldo. Again, heavy touch, but given away again. This time it was Bruno Fernandes. They look tired, those Portuguese players. Here's Sofal. Cross cleared away by Bernardo Silva. But Czechia are pushing as we enter the additional time. 90 minutes are up, and Portugal, who thought they might have won it with a couple of minutes to go, still have a lot of work to do. Still need that goal, and the Czechia player on the floor. The referee sees nothing wrong with that, although he's going to stop it to make sure he's okay. He's holding his head there, Dodera, so he will get a bit of treatment. 4 added minutes. I mean, he is pushed in the face, to be honest. I mean, Semedo. That looks to me like a foul, to be honest, but the referee didn't give it. Fair or not fair is irrelevant. He didn't give it, and that's the decision. 3 of the 4 minutes to go then. Here's Pedro Neto to get the break of the ball. Down the left, Neto looking to get it across. It's fallen and it's in! Conceição! The 2 substitutes linking up. And that could be the winner for Portugal. Release of that frustration as they celebrate to their fans. They thought they'd won it through Jota's header. Chalked off by VAR. But Neto Finding Conceição. Got the brick of the ball in the box and looks to have scored the winner. And he's only on the pitch about a minute or two. Francisco Conceição could be Portugal's hero in Leipzig. Neto, lovely skill to break down the left, and again, tired defending from Czechia here. Just throws his body at it. Hranac, and diving over it did Staniek, and it will stand this one. He's going to get a yellow card, Conceição, because he took his shirt off in the process. But you can't begrudge him that. That could be a massive goal for Portugal in this group, facing defeat 20 or so minutes ago. They got the leveller from the own goal by Hranac, and you could argue Hranac has probably gifted them 2 goals in this one. Jota's goal disallowed, and that one from Conceição will stand, and it's now Czechia pushing to try and get a late equaliser with not much time remaining. Goodness me. The late show in Leipzig. Although they've got the brick of the ball in there, the shot cleared away. Czechia still pushing as the referee almost gets in the way. Barak, and the header in there was just over. The offside flag was up. In any case, there's lots of... Another change in the process there, I think, from Czechia. And it's Linger that got the ball, and he made the header that was over the bar, but he was offside. But it's Hranac again that just throws his body at the ball, and it goes right through his legs, and Conceição waiting behind him. Really clean finish. He'll never get a better chance to score than there, and Roberto Martinez punching the air in celebration. What a great moment for Portugal this could be. You need a late winner every now and again. You need a bit of luck to go your way. They got with the equaliser, but you can't argue. They've probably deserved it in the end. 19 shots, 8 on target. Czechia just the one on target which they scored, but they've had over 70% possession, Portugal, and created more than enough chances. 4 big chances in the game, according to the stats. And they could be seconds away from what would be a quite exhilarating victory. Not the most comfortable of, indeed, very much not, but not many of the big teams, if any of them, have had a comfortable victory in match day 1. Improvements most certainly needed from all those big teams, but a win is all that matters. 3 points is all that matters. That gets you one step closer to the knockouts. And there's the whistle. Referee calls to an end a crazy game in the end, in which, with their first shot on target, Czechia took the lead off through Provod. But an own goal from Hranac 7 minutes later got Portugal on level terms. They thought they'd won it 4 minutes from time through Jota's header, but Ronaldo offside in the build-up. But Francisco Conceição is the Portuguese hero in Leipzig. Portugal off to a winning start at Euro 2024 in extremely dramatic fashion in Leipzig. Final score in the Group F game on match day 1. It is finished. Portugal 2, Czechia 1. And there we are. Wow. What a match day 1 we've had. Some crazy games, some crazy scorelines, some shocks along the way, and some late goals. What more can you ask for? 12 games down. A long way to go. A long, long way to go yet. But it's all that matters at the moment is those wins. Only 1 draw from our first 12 games. That was Slovenia-Denmark. Not convincing victories for those big teams in the opening round. Let's just run you through all the scorelines just before we leave you tonight. Germany on the opening night on Friday got off to a classic start, winning by 5-1 against 10-man Scotland. In Group A, Switzerland got off to a winning start against Hungary on Saturday, 3-1 winners there. They were pushing for a late equaliser there, Hungary, and ended up conceding a late third. Spain made easy work of Croatia, were the first team to keep a clean sheet in the competition, winning by 3-0, 3 goals in the first half. And they were very clinical on that day. Spain. Italy made a lot harder work of it against Albania. Had to come from behind. The quickest goal in Euros history. Albania scored after 23 seconds, but Italy came back and won it. After 18 minutes, they took a 2-1 lead, and they held that till the very, very end. Then, Sunday started with Netherlands getting a victory, coming from behind again, and this time it was Poland were their opponents. They took the lead early. Gakpo with a leveller and Weghorst winning it for the Netherlands in the Group D. Slovenia and Denmark, the only draw of the first round, 1-1. Christian Eriksen with the first goal and the equaliser for Slovenia from Erik Janza. Level things there to get at the draw in Group C. England edged past Serbia in not a convincing victory, but a victory nonetheless against Serbia on Sunday night. Jude Bellingham's goal, the difference there. Yesterday, Group E got underway. Romania made easy work of Ukraine, who were very disappointing in their opening game. For that shock, Romania only their second Euros win in the finals in their history. And Slovakia causing probably the shock of the tournament so far against Belgium, third in the world. But Slovakia showed up and made them look, nowhere near that anyway. They made them look quite awful. 48th in the world, Slovakia getting that win. Ivan Schrantz's goal enough to secure 3 points against Belgium. Underperforming in a finals, as always, Belgium. And Austria were beaten narrowly by France. An own goal from Max Werber, the Austrian centre-back, sent France with a 1-0 victory on opening week for them. And the two games today in Group F between Turkey and Georgia, winning by 3-1 Turkey in their opening game. Georgia made them work for it though, and ended up getting a gift of a third goal late on as Georgia were pushing for an equaliser, and Turkey getting 3-1 victory, and Portugal having to come from behind against Czechia to win by 2-1. Right, let's have a look at the tables and how they stand in. All 6 groups have all played 1 match each, and this is the way it looks. So Group A, Germany top the table at the moment after 1 game, with the highest goal difference of the tournament so far, and scored the most goals so far with 5. They are on 3 points. Switzerland in a close second on 3 points as well, with a +2 goal difference. Hungary in third, and Scotland bottom of the group in Group A. Spain topping Group B, ahead of Italy on goal difference after both won on match day 1. Albania in third, and Croatia bottom of the group. Group B could be quite tight. You never know. We'll find out tomorrow. Group C sees England top, and they're the only team out of any of the 6 groups which has a clear points advantage at the top of the group. They are 2 points ahead of Denmark on 1 point, and Slovenia also on 1 point, and Serbia bottom of the group on nothing. In Group D, the Netherlands narrowly lead France on goals scored, both the same points and goal difference, close there. France having scored 1 less goal than the Netherlands are in second, Poland in third, and Austria in fourth. In Group E, it's a turn up for the books in Group E. They're the shock group at the moment. Belgium and Ukraine pipped to be the top 2. They're the bottom 2 after match day 1. Romania top the group on 3 points, the +3 goal difference. Slovakia just behind them on a +1 goal difference. Belgium in third, and Ukraine bottom of the group. And in Group F, which we've saw completed today, Turkey top the group on goal difference +2. Portugal in second on +1 with both 3 points. Czechia in third, and Georgia bottom of the group. That's the way the tables look after match day 1, and match day 2 gets underway tomorrow. We start with a Group B matchup as both teams who lost on match day 1, Croatia and Albania, face off. They kick off tomorrow from 2. They get us underway for the second round of games. They're in Hamburg at the Volksparkstadion tomorrow from 2, and you can join us then. Alongside 2 Group A games as well tomorrow. Germany against Hungary from 5, and Scotland-Switzerland from 8. But that's it for match day 1. The Euros off to a pretty entertaining start. 12 games down, and a good 39 to go. We can't wait, and it's going to be very exciting. We'll see you tomorrow for match day 2. Good night.